Hello BookTube, it's Ben here from the History Fella channel. I hope everybody's well, everyone's enjoying themselves, everyone's having a good summer. Hopefully you're all on holidays of some sort, or certainly not working too hard. Anyway, this might be a bit of a relaxed, chilled out video because I'm currently here in the UK, or where we live. Our weather is sort of 27 degrees I think today is, and there's a red alert warning from the Met Office to say that the weather could go over 40 degrees this week, which will be it could get to the hottest day of the ever in the UK this week. So I'm really not looking forward to that. I'm not keen on the hot weather, so I could do without 40-degree heats. But anyway, hopefully being here on the coast it might be a little cooler, so it won't be as bad. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well, everyone's fit and healthy and having a good summertime. Anyway, apologies again. I seem to be always apologising in these videos, but July is such a busy month. What with got the mother-in-law's birthday was at the beginning of the month. My mum's birthday's at the end of the week. My birthday's on the 24th. Oh, and it just seems like everybody's got events or everything's happening in July. It seems, and never seem to have time to get anything done. So apologies for not producing any videos this week. But I'm here to do a weekly read, just to let you know what I've been reading and what I'm planning to read. So let's get going. This week I've been reading quite an interesting book. I would find it interesting. Maybe not. It might be a niche market, but I've been reading the Medieval Crossbow, a weapon fit to kill a king, written by Stuart Ellis Gorman, published by Pen and Sword Books for £25. It's a really interesting book. I find it mainly interesting because my wife and I used to be archery instructors, so we're kind of used to shooting recurve bows and long bows and that sort of thing, and the crossbow kind of had like it always has like a negative image. It's kind of seen as a bit lesser than proper archery. I think it's mainly because with a crossbow you can more or less just point and shoot, and it only takes a miracle to miss your target, whereas with proper archery and long bows there's a bit of skill involved and that sort of thing. So it kind of gets the crossbow kind of gets a bit of a raw deal really. But this book came and I was looking forward to it, and it's really good. The first half it's a bit technical, looks at how the crossbow was used, where it originated, kind of the instructional use of it and that sort of thing, because in the early days the crossbows used to have to be manned by two people, because the drawback on the crossbow was really strong and stiff, so you'd need one bloke or two blokes to pull it back and then get the bolt in ready to fire. But and then the second half of the book was more about the history and some of the battles it was used in, and where it was quite pivotal. But it's quite an interesting read. I've really enjoyed it, and there's quite a bit of medieval history kind of thrown into. So I mean, I quite enjoyed that. That was nice. But that's the Medieval Crossbow, published by Pen and Sword Books and written by Stuart Ellis Gorman. A really good book. And I've been reading another good one, because I've been learning more this week. And I've been reading The Great Naval Battles of the Pacific War. The official Admiralty accounts, Midway, Pearl Harbor, Java Sea, Coral Sea, that sort of thing, and it's compiled by John Green, published by Pen and Sword Books, it's Frontline Books, and priced at £25. It's really good. It's very dry, very serious reading in a way, but then it was a book, the reports were written by naval men for the Navy, so it's kind of very formal and to the point, and there's not, oh, he said this, and there's no personal accounts and that sort of thing, but it just tells you, gives you the facts and that sort of thing. The only downside was could have done with maybe a few maps or diagrams maybe, but other than that, it's a really fascinating read. And if you want to learn more about the war in the Pacific, you can't really go wrong with this book. It's really good. Right, what I'm going to read this week is, I've got 3 books I want to read this week. The Viking Saint, Olaf II of Norway, written by John Carr. Half-brother to Harald Hardrada, Olaf was himself a Viking of some repute who led an attack on London and took part in many other raids. Converted to Christianity, he returned to Norway, intent on uniting it into a single kingdom, which he succeeded in doing by 1016. He was defeated by internal enemies at Helgeir in 1026, exiled in 1029, as Canute invaded, then killed in battle by Canute's forces when trying to return. He was posthumously dubbed Norway's perpetual king and canonised 134 years later. It sounds like a fascinating read, and I'm quite determined to read up on history pre sort of 1066. Pre-Edward the Conqueror. No, not Edward, William. So I'm trying to learn about the monarchies and, who was around pre-1066. So I'm really going to look forward to this, and it'll be kind of, rather than English, it'll be more Norwegian, obviously. But that's one book I'm going to be reading. The next one is a nice thin book, so I hopefully should be able to read this in one night. It's Jack the Ripper, The Policeman, A New Suspect by Rod Beatty, and published by Pen and Sword Books. As I've said before, the Jack the Ripper book, there must be hundreds and hundreds of books written by Jack the Ripper. And there's just, obviously because we don't know who committed the crimes, there's always this speculation and the intrigue as to who the real killer was. And then you have so many suspects that people come up with, and reasons for and against, and that. And while sometimes it gets a bit repetitive in that you kind of get a bit fed up of more listening to or reading about the crime. Kind of the different suspects is quite interesting, and it's amazing the amount of suspects that there have been. I mean, when I first started reading into Jack the Ripper, there was sort of like 3 or 4 suspects, but now there's a dozen, 15 people that people have come up with. So I'm going to look forward to that and hopefully get that polished off. And then the last one is the biggie I've got is Captured at Arnhem. Men's experiences in their own words. Or you can all use the other name for it, which is Operation Market Garden in World War II, which was the plan to kind of enter or invade Holland and Belgium area with many airborne troops around. I think it was 4,000 or 5,000. They planned to attack the Germans from Belgium and Holland, but unfortunately many mistakes were made along the way, and this book kind of looks at the experiences of individual airborne soldiers and men, and what they thought, how they were captured, how they were treated, and some of the mistakes that went on, really. And it's a big chunky book as well, so it's going to be a big read. So I'm looking forward to that one. And the Operation Market Garden always fascinates me for some reason. I suppose because there's lots of individual stories and tales of heroism and that sort of thing involved. That's going to be a good book. Anyway, that's it for the books. I have one thing to ask. Some of you might know, or you might someone who might be able to help. I would like to make reaction videos for the channel, whereby I can put on historical documentaries or documentaries about books, parts of history that I'm interested in, that sort of thing, and maybe do some historical films, documentaries, or even comedies about history events and that sort of thing. But the trouble is I can't seem to be able to find out how to produce them. I have a Chromebook which I use all the time, which would be handy to be able to use, but I'm sure there must be some sort of app or website or something that I can use to produce these sort of videos, which I'd like to do, because I think that would further enhance the channel. So if you know how to produce reaction videos or make them, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Just give me a few instructions or where to look, sort of thing, and I'd be very grateful. And I will give anyone a big shout out who can help. Other than that, that's it for this week's weekly reads video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I've got another busy week coming up this week, because as I said, I've just joined the local town council. I've just been accepted onto that. Been to a first full council meeting. Got an absolute ton of paperwork to read. That's just a little bit of it. But I've also volunteered to go on the planning committee, which obviously anyone who wants to extend their house or build new houses in the area, they have to submit to a planning committee of what they want to do. So I'm joining that, and I've got one of those meetings this week, which I'm looking forward to. But this past week I've already done 6 or 7 hours worth of training, code of conduct, new counsellor. So it is quite a bit of work, but it is quite interesting, and I'm kind of looking forward to playing a little part in helping celebrate or get things done in the local community. So anyway, I've got one of those meetings this week, and lots of work going on as well at the moment. So anyway, enough about me wittering on. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Any comments about the books, or if you can help me out with the reaction videos, I'll be very grateful. You can give the video a thumbs up, that would be really great. And if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please feel free to do so. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Here's to a cooler week this week, hopefully by some miracle. And I shall see you next probably around the middle of the week for another video. Thank you very much for watching, and take care, and thank you very much.